What's going on, guys? We're here at CES 2025 and we're hanging out with Thermaltake. They have a ton of cases as well as so much more. So let's go ahead and take a look.
ThinkComputers CES 2025 coverage is brought to you by Yiyan. They are your home for pre-built gaming PCs, fully customized rigs, high-end gaming monitors, and so much more. Be sure to visit us.yiyangaming.com to customize your gaming PC today. Now sit back and enjoy the video.
We're going to start off with cases here, and Thermaltake has their TR100, and as you can see, it's going to be available in a bunch of different colors. This is going to be perfect for your small form factor build. Now, these will support an ITX motherboard and an SFX power supply. They are slightly larger than maybe some of the other small form factor cases that you've seen. That's because in the top, we can have support for up to a 280 millimeter radiator. On the front here, you can see we do have some nice ventilation, and we do have a screen here. Now, this will be optional, so you'll get just a normal plate here that's just plain, and then you'll have one with a cutout where you can go ahead and buy this optional screen. One thing I did really like to see on this as well is you get 3 USB ports, 2 Type A and 1 Type C. Moving on to the side panels, they do have ventilation, which is nice, and they're extremely easy to go ahead and open up. So if we pop this one off here, we can see this side is where our graphics card is going to be, and you can fit, I would say, at least a 400 millimeter graphics card in here. The other one that they were showing had in 4090 Strix in it, so definitely enough space. At least a 3-slot graphics card, probably like 3.5, I would say, will actually fit in here. And one thing that's really cool about this is this entire bracket comes out, so you can mount your graphics card outside of your system and then just slot it right into the case. Moving on to the opposite side, we can see how the rest of the case is laid out. Of course, our motherboard's going to be over here with that 280 millimeter AIO that fits in quite nicely. SFX power supply over here, and one thing that Thermaltake has done is they put a cutout in the bottom because they have an extension cable that gets connected right down here that you can see, and if you forget to you install your power supply, you forget to put it in, you can't access it. So this gives you access, and then that routes all the way over here so you can easily connect your power. Now, Thermaltake will be initially launching the white, the blue, the black, and the matcha first, with these two coming a little bit later. Now, this case will be $119.99, launching sometime in January. Moving on, we have the View 600 case, which is going to be available in both black and white versions, and they've taken some elements from their Tower series and angled the corners here on the front, giving it a little bit of a different look. Now, if we move inside, we do have room for large motherboards because this is a full tower case, and we have support for back connect motherboards and some of the largest graphics cards, as you can see. When it comes to fans, each one of the fan mounts in this case will support up to a 140 millimeter fan for more airflow. Now, this is a prototype, and talking about prototypes, they are showing it here with their larger LCD screen. So with Thermaltake, we've seen a smaller LCD screen. This is a larger LCD screen, and you will be able to get it as an add-on for this case in the future. Not much information about that right now. Like I said, these are prototypes, so no word on when they're going to be available or the price. Now we have their View 90 Snow, and this is the follow-up to their View 37, and the big thing about this one is that it does have this curved panel, as you can see. So this is a single piece of glass, allowing you to really see into your system and show off your build. As far as motherboard support, it's going to be ATX motherboards as well as back connect motherboards. Of course, very long graphics cards as well. And as we get to the bottom, one thing that Thermaltake has done is they've given you a lot more room under the case. One, to give you that underglow, but also for better airflow coming up throughout the case. You can also see there is going to be a spot for their LCD right there. Now, that's going to be optional. You're going to have to buy it as an add-on, but it does give you more flexibility with this case. If you guys didn't know, Thermaltake does have a workstation line, and it is their AX series. And we're going to start here with their AX500 Snow. Snow meaning white because this is an all-white case. Now, this is going to support EEB motherboards as well as long graphics cards and big graphics cards, and it does have the integrated GPU support bracket. Inside, you have room for 420 millimeter radiators as well as a bunch of fans. Now, this is the big boy here. This is the AX700 Snow, and if you're doing something like AI or a storage-heavy workstation, this is going to be for you. Of course, we do have EEB motherboard support and support for multiple graphics cards with the built-in support bracket. Look at all of this storage. So much room for storage. We can support 19 fans in here as well. And they'll have this optional bottom. So this bottom actually opens up. And look at all that storage. Support for dual power supplies as well in here. So if you are, like I said, doing that workstation build, Thermaltake has you covered. Moving on to AIOs here, we have the MagFlow 360 Ultra ARGB, available in both white and black versions. You can see we have 3 ARGB fans, and one thing that's nice about these, they use the quick disconnect, one single magnetic connection to connect your fans, make it really, really easy. The big change with this, of course, is going to be the screen. So this is a 3.95-inch borderless LCD screen, which is going to run their new TT RGB Plus 3.0 software, so definitely stay tuned for that, because that is going to be coming out soon. Now, the cool thing about this is that you can pull this off. So if you've ever had an LCD AIO before, if the LCD breaks, you have to replace the whole thing. Thermaltake is doing it a little bit different, so I believe I can just pull this off and the entire thing comes off. It uses the same type of connectors as you saw with the fans, so really easy to put back on, and it makes it so you can easily install everything as well, and then when you're ready, you just kind of snap it back on there and you're good to go. Now this is going to be available in Q1 for $209.99. They also have a prototype here of their MagCurve 360 Ultra ARGB. Same thing, available in both white and black versions with that quick disconnect that makes things really easy. Now the big thing about this one is the LCD screen. So this is going to be a 6.67-inch AMOLED curved screen. So we're going to see a lot of curved screens this year, and Thermaltake is doing one as well. So looks awesome. Really excited to see what this is going to look like in a system. Now, again, this is sort of like a prototype. We have no information on when this is going to be available or the price. Thermaltake is also working on some pretty cool colorways for this. They have their Bumblebee, which is going to be the yellow, and then they have their Gravel Sand, which is going to be that darker color. The cool thing about this is not only are the fans a different color, but the radiator is going to be a different color as well. As we move on to fans here, Thermaltake has their Tough Fan EX12 and EX14. That's going to be available in both 120 and 140 millimeter sizes, and in black as well as white. As you can see, we have a ton of RGB here. So RGB goes pretty much all around the frame, with the center not having any RGB. These are going to be very easy to connect and disconnect because it's all magnetic, including your cables. So no cables or anything like that. And then at the end, you'll have a single cable that comes off that's also magnetic. Really easy to go ahead and do that. Like I said, 120 and 140 millimeter sizes. The 120 in the 3-pack is going to be $69.99, and then the 140 in the 3-pack is going to be $74.99. Our second set of fans here are the TS120 and TS140 EX RGBs, available in both white and black versions. Talking about the RGB, we have this really nice RGB ring here, and then we have some nice RGB accents here on the side. Like most of Thermaltake's fans, the disconnection is really easy. They use the pogo style connections. It's all magnetized, so you just go like that. So installing or uninstalling your fans is extremely easy. Now, one really cool thing about these fans is that on the back here, we do have a thermal probe, and that's on each individual fan, and that's going to link up with their software, so you can set a fan curve for each individual fan using the temperature from the temperature probe. Of course, we have the quick disconnect on the end here as well. Really easy to go ahead and, get this all set up in your system. Now, when it comes to pricing, these are going to be sold in 3-packs here. So the 3-pack of the 120 millimeter fans is going to be $89.99, and then the 140 millimeter fans are going to be $94.99.